Garth, you hear me? I don't even see Garth. Garth, you hear me? Oh, all right. I hear myself now. Okay. I don't even see Garth. Oh. Garth, you hear me? All right. It seems like we have some difficulties. All right. Hold on just for a moment. Can you hear me now? Okay. I mean, I hear myself, but I don't hear you. I mean, y'all. I mean, now, if you all hear me, give me a 1 real quick in the chat. All righty, Garth, we're not hearing you. All right, what is that? Carriage is coming in. Karis, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. I'm just on mute because I have a lot of background noise.
You know, in the world. I'm sorry. Say it again, bro. Hmm. Oh, wait.
Yeah, I hear you. I just have a lot of background noise. So if you see my comments, I'm in the background.
All right, let me do this. I'm gonna put my thing on mute for a moment. And I'm gonna do it. Hold on, just for a moment.
All right, Garth, are you talking? You probably need to join your mic. Mm. Oh, all right. Well, forgive us because I thought that we had these technical
Let's
issues.
see, man. What's wrong with my thing?
Oh, all right. Well, forgive us. Well, go ahead, Mike, because I think Garth will just need to fix his technical issues. And go from there.
Um, I'm gonna step out, then step back in.
Mike was fine. Y'all could hear Mike, right?
Yeah, I can hear Mike the whole time. I can hear
Yeah.
you. I can't hear Garth though.
Okay, yeah, because Garth has his mic off. And yeah, now we can't hear him.
Hey, did you get my email the other day? By the way, you the only one I sent it
Yeah.
to. Did you think it was situation appropriate?
Nah, I was having some problem with my mic too on my phone. That's the reason why I had to come back out and then come back in. Now I can hear you all now on my phone. I had to do it from my television in
Hey,
order for me
Michael.
to hear you. Yeah, what's going on, bro?
Hey, how you doing there, bro? Shalom. Hey, try Mozilla.
Try who?
Mozilla. Mozilla Firefox.
Nah, that's the one I have problems with. So I had to go through Google. Cause see, when I go over there, y'all hear cares and they hear feedback on that one. So I mean, I had to every now and then I got to switch.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Mm-hmm. Is Garth up now? Hey, Garth, I hear you a little bit.
Garth may need to switch a device. If he has a tablet, he might want to try to go to it.
Laptop.
I hear you now. Go ahead.
You guys didn't hear me for the first 15 minutes, right?
Yeah, we know you. We know you got cold feet. We know you was in that closet hiding.
All right. Well, this is the formal introduction. Hello, everyone. This is Brother Garth, and welcome to Quest to Unite Africa discussions. For us to cover today.
Shalom.
Interesting day, and I have my brothers here with me. Brother Rojo.
they finally let me out the catacombs.
Well, I'm glad to have you guys here for my first stream. You know, it's gonna be exciting, and you know, it already started off great. So let's see.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So as I was talking to myself earlier, because I was on mute, to this story about South Africa and its foreign policy, and verbatim, that's boring, but what we're talking about is Africa. We know that South Africa, back in in February actually, last year around this time, they were doing joint drills with Russia and China. Were called to the International Criminal Court for the warrant of the arrest of Putin, and they having to make a decision on Putin's war crime allegations. But at the time, South Africa also was accused of military groups for the conflict in Sudan, which is
God, you there?
Yeah, hello?
Okay. I think you got the Sister Chantel Smith syndrome there. you will hear you, and then you'll fade out and drop, and then you'll come right back.
Somewhere where the signal's stronger.
Hey, are you on a tablet, or are you doing this on your phone, God?
My computer.
You know, that could probably be the issue. You probably need to go to a tablet.
Well, yeah.
Unless you got. Now I'm gonna say unless you got one of those like studio microphones, he can hook up to his computer. Maybe that'll help him.
My AirPods.
No, I think you might need to hook up a external mic there, bro, if you have one. Oh, Karis, what do you when you?
No, Karison's not on.
Oh, okay.
But Garb, what was you saying about South Africa though?
And so people could actually see. South Africa is it's under scrutiny for its foreign policy. They're basically saying,
you know what, Garb? Let me tell you something on that. They go be up under scrutiny. I mean, what? But we got to ask ourselves: who are the people that are trying to bring a negative light on them because they called out a particular nation? This is tick for tack, if you want to call it for that. Yeah, I mean, what? It was South Africa who brought them up to the court. Yeah, I mean, what? I mean, so now if they want to look and say, hey, this is what's going on, we need to, look at them. They're trying to take that light off of them and shine it on somebody else. That's what it seemed like to me for what you're saying, you know?
They ain't gonna be able to do that, bro, Mike. They're not gonna be able to do that. Those people who was accusing, pointing fingers at them, they have like 100 fingers pointing back at them. Their
Right. I
behinds
mean,
will be.
hey, you're right. Because the whole world is looking at them. They like, look at the world is saying to them, you all lost you all's mind. You trying to do a genocide in front of the world, and at the same time, displace people into Africa. And Africa said, no, you don't. Who told you got the authority to do this? And this is where it's at. And so now the world, they know the world is looking at them. And they knowing that the tide has changed. They know this. So hey, we got to get this limelight off of us. I mean, hey, Garth, if I'm wrong, correct me.
This is an interesting story for me because I mean, just looking at it, I see there's a lot of maneuvering here and a lot of greasing of hands because at the same time, they were saying in the article how South Africa was reluctant to,
Garth, you went out on me, bro.
Yeah, I can't hear you either.
bring out, they wanted to bring and they didn't criticize Putin when
Garth, let me pose something to you though for a moment. Now what are you are you on your headphones or something? Because you keep going in and out.
You guys, I'm gonna try to fix my audio.
Yeah. All right then. So I mean, like I was saying, if you all look at your feed on YouTube, you're gonna see a lot more on YouTube. Esau, who is Esau? You've been seeing that a lot. Now the world is like waking up to, hey, all of this stuff that's going on. You know that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No. I was just agreeing with you. I was playing Mr. Ditto. Like yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's what it is, bro. I mean, and now this world is starting to wake up to their true identity, not just Israel, but theirs also, and they also are looking at a world, or as at a nation, really, that started this genocide. You claim that these people flew over there on some kites. And this is what got this stuff started, but October 7th. And you went in like a beast and did what you did. And you wanted the world. Well, it started first with what was that? What's that country over there? Rojo. Shucks.
Ukraine? No, not Ukraine.
Ukraine. The United States had everybody in the world supporting Ukraine when that stuff first started. Everybody walking around with their flag, with the Ukrainian flag. Had the whole world backing them up.
Yeah, walking around with that blue and yellow, talking about polite society and all that. Man, I'm glad I don't hear that anymore because that stuff turns my stomach now to hear that. But
testing.
Oh, go ahead.
Now? Am I better
Yeah,
now?
you good. You good, bro.
Okay.
Go ahead and take the show. I got you.
Okay, so as I was saying, for me, this is interesting because at one point South Africa wasn't it was silent on what Putin was doing in Ukraine, but they wanted to bring Israel to justice through Hague. That's where I see the contradiction and also the the balancing act, because they're trying to maneuver themselves with through BRICS, but at the same time they are using some type of moral stance I see, or some type of humanitarian stance, why and it doesn't apply in all instances. That's where I see the contradiction.
Well, man, I look at it like I do have questions about South Africa joining BRICS. I mean, because we're going to stick with the biblical side of it, because Yahushua, he said that his kingdom is no part of this world. And so it would appear to me, because I know at one time Jacoba was talking about that, and it was saying like, because the scripture says it. And so I don't know if they go break off or they just plan it until they get to where they need to get to and break off. I don't know. That remains to be seen. But this is the nature of their politics.
Man, to be honest with you, I'm looking at South Africa kind of side eye lately. Over the past couple of weeks. Just keeping it a buck. I really don't know. Maybe they might be playing chess. I don't know. But
Bro, Joe, we was talking about that yesterday, and we was talking about how China went in, and China was talking about building a train system for this particular country, or building an airport for this particular country. And see, they go and they swoop in like we're here to save you. But now what I'm saying is, I see a problem on the horizon. When they went in to Africa and all these countries, well, this is what they're going to do. That's what they're going to do. Now, mind you, they've been working with BRICS since the early 2000s. China was using American dollars to buy up Africa. At the same time, they are liquidating their assets in the United States because they know what they were doing. So now let's go ahead and do this little pimp mode for a moment. Now, you know good and well you was destroying the dollar. You slip in with the diamond in the back, and you come in, you paying me with American dollars. And so now when the American dollar is no good, now you will tell me you own my airport because now the American dollar is no good, and this is what you use to fund me to build the airport. That's going to create some heat.
Oh man, that's the okie doke right there.
That's what I'm talking.
It's like I see. It's interesting. Like I have and as you say, they're talking about how they always want to come in to Africans and say that they're gonna help us or help our people, and all these fake promises. I have another story, an interesting story, to talk about, and we'll get into it. Unless you guys want to continue talking
no, go ahead, bro.
South Africa. I think South Africa, it's going to be interesting because eventually, as the world keeps on turning and we're changing from a one world homogeny, or to more polarity, we're going to see a lot of I guess political theater in a lesser I don't even know what I'm saying, a lesser in layman's terms, political theater.
That's all it's going to be. When it's all over said and done, bro, they're trying to hide what they're doing, and they don't need that light on them. Yeah, whatever works. Garth, if they can sit up here and say, if they walking down the street and they see you got big feet, they would, oh, look at this guy here with the big feet. They would use that to get the light off of them while they continue to do what they need to do. Yeah, it's a theater. That's all it is. You're right.
And we're just starting now. I have another story, family. Here we go. This is from Italy.
Uh-oh.
What happened in Italy?
The Italian Prime Minister Maloney's Africa plan swaps energy investments for migration curbs. Italy's hard-right Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni hosted African leaders on Monday for talks on her long-awaited development plan for Africa, which she says avoids a predatory approach, but that critics nevertheless warn favors European priorities among other initiatives. Maloney's plan seeks to swap energy investments for an African efforts to curb migration. Far right leader Maloney, who came to power in 2022 on an anti migrant ticket, has vowed to reshape relations with African countries by avoiding the predatory approaches of the past in favor of one inspired by Enrico Mattei, founder of Italy's state owned energy giant. In this plan, they proposed that Italy is a key bridge between Africa and Europe, funneling energy north in exchange for investments in deals aimed at curbing migrant departures across the Mediterranean Sea. Maloney states, "We are only at the beginning. There is a very long road ahead of us. This day is a restart."
A restart of what? I'm, I'm sorry.
Oh no,
I mean,
it's okay. Well, I mean, and here's the dissension. Here's what African Union Commission Chairman Moussa Faki Mahamat said, "I want to insist here on the need to move from words to actions. We can well understand that we can no longer be satisfied with mere promises that are often not kept." And it goes on to say, just the plan and what they propose. So that's another thing. They're literally trying to, you know, like I
But I
said, a
mean,
lot.
go ahead, bro.
I'm like, oh, okay, like I
All
was
right.
saying, they're literally trying to maneuver and kiss and make up these European nations and whatever African nations that are on the fence, or whatever African nations have the most influence. We
I would
see
say this about kiss and make up: keep your lips to yourself.
that.
We know for a fact that Rome, Italy, is Zepho went in there and laid out his bloodline.
Well, bro, Mike, um, since it's Friday discussions, I would ask you to just tone it down with the, um, I guess, with the Bible talk. And well, I'm not gonna say the Bible talk, but we know the scriptures. But just from, if you were just talking in front of as a diplomat, or just from a political aspect, what would you think? What would your opinion be? You could try to. We could try to, I guess, infer what you're trying to say without saying it. But since it's Friday, discussions just would, I guess, have a more worldly view, as they would say.
Mm, mm. Well,
well, that's
what you're reading, it's going to be everything is always go. I don't care how we look at it. Everything that we see on TV, the news, it's always going to end up being biblically related
Yeah, that's true.
off the top. It's always going to be that way. Now I understand what you're saying and things, but that's going to be like a uphill battle. Not to say you're trying to, it's as if you're trying to, I mean, not you, but we're trying to separate business and biblical knowledge or history. That's going to
Um,
be an uphill battle. It
I
is.
mean, it's all culminating to be just one thing. Um, but while everything is kind of well, I'm not going to even say separated. It's just that we all are seeing what is coming to head, but just from like uh, an aspect of just like, as an observer, I could just see that Africa is not going to go for this plan with Italy, and they're not going to trust Italy because of their past dealings with them.
All
And
right,
also,
and where did they pass? Where did that past history come from?
Good
colonialism
question.
Uh-uh.
a bunch of other things, but yes, Rome
All
is
right.
one of.
I mean that's where it comes from. And if you look at it, and you still look at the history today, there's not a lot of love there for people of color, or at least us. And we see how they talk about. They know that, hey, Africa is a resource. We need to get into Africa. Now they can sit up here and say all of this and all of that we need to work together and things. Now I would have that side eye. Period. That side eye is always going to be there. It's a perpetual hatred of us. So I mean, what if you dealing with any business outside of your nation? No, you need to proceed very cautiously, very cautiously. And I think that's what's happening right now with Africa. They are proceeding not just with Italy, with any other land. They are proceeding very cautiously, and they're taking back their power off the top.
What say you, brother Rojo?
Man, I mean, do you want my honest opinion on that? Or
Um, I would like your honest opinion, but as G-rated as possible.
oh no, I'm gonna tell you. I think it's a whole bunch of theater going on, and I'm gonna just be honest with you. Not only, I mean, I'm gonna respect it because I know it's the Q2UA, so I'm trying to keep it at least around the realm of that. But you two know as well as I do, it's just like anyone in the chat, that all of this stuff that's going on right now with this is centered around us. They're trying to get us to re-engage in whatever they're doing, and they're not finding anything that's sticking. So, I mean, yeah, they can run their little geopolitics between them, even take it, to parts of Europe, parts of Africa, South Africa, whatever. But come on, we know that they're making these maneuvers and they're standing by, pausing, looking in our direction, just like the end of Gran Turismo when Clint Eastwood at his funeral, at his family, and you had those people, if you've seen the movie, and the dad and the family were looking across over there at them, while they were all mourning. So no, I mean, I'm not completely sold on that, brother Garth and brother Mike. I'm not. I mean, that just sounds like they're waiting for us to pick a side.
Right? I mean, it's kind of like this is why we need Quest Unite Africa, because we are trying to build sustainable development and trying to partner with our brothers and sisters to provide infrastructure and economic development that's real and sustainable and is done in love, and we could benefit off of one another through our partnerships instead of just trying to exploit them. That's what I see here, a lot of exploitation. But
Man, they've been exploiting what? Man, I mean, what you talking about? Hundreds, thousands of years?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's been there for a long time, and this is beyond exploiting. It's about survival. This is what this is about. Exploiting? Mm-mm. No, Africa is waking up. African Americans woke up.
Yeah.
I mean, the world knows we need that particular country in order for us to continue to live. So now how? Hey, we gotta go about in a different direction. We got to, at least if we don't like them, we got to pretend that we like them.
Bingo.
I don't need a pretense.
That's why I'm trying to go. And I didn't want to sound like a contrarian, but I'm glad you said that, Brother Michael, because that's exactly where I want to go with that. And I know I get it a lot because I, talk about, lineage, but the only thing I could do is react to how even people within the diaspora treat us. I mean, if I'm going around smacking you upside the head, I wouldn't, but I'm just, if I'm doing it, what's going to be your response to me? You either going to swing back at me, or if I'm in a position where my butt's in a sling, and I say, hey, bro Mike, hey, big head, what are you going to do? You're going to leave me there to fight my own battle, right?
No, you're supposed to stay there with your brother. I mean, then if you look at it, how the nations, how they do business and things, their business, they have a personal thing going on with their business. But at the same time, well, at the end of the day, that nation is going to stick with that nation. They're going to do business with themselves, period, off the top. They're going to. They may have some disagreements or whatever, but when it comes down for them to stand together as a nation, they're going to fight tooth and nail. Tooth and nail.
I got to ask you a question. And you can give me a sanitized answer as long as it's honest. Because you and Karis and a few other people, y'all been out there on the land and boots on the ground dealing with some of the dignitaries and officials. What's your read on the room as far as how we would be accepted if we got our great?
My thing when we was there, they seen it. Karis gave a presentation and things of that nature. And Karis was like, "Look here, we need to come together. We're the only nation that's call ourselves trying to do business separated, and we will not survive that way." And once he laid that down, those brothers was like, it's like a light bulb went off. A light bulb went off. And but not just by what me and Karis did, but if you listen to what's happening, that light bulb is going off throughout all of Africa. They said, "Hey, we need our brothers and sisters to come back home. We have a wealth of knowledge, and they know where the money is at. It's in our heads. We are the currency for Africa." Now, let's just do it this way, business wise. Let's stick with the business. Now, majority of your inventors were who? Were they Gentiles? Would you say it again, Rojo?
They were us.
There you go.
Like 95 to 99.5 of everything made, especially right here in this land right here, all credit to us.
Now, with that, would you just say it? We all know it from history. A lot of the inventions were stolen. The Gentiles stole them, and they claimed it. And they rose to they got power, money, and and we down at the bottom. Now, let's take inventions. Let's put that to the side. Athletics. Who dominates in athletics?
We do. Any sport we touch, we take over it.
Well, that depends. I don't know. Not hockey though. No, I'm just joking.
No. Black people started hockey. That was black people that started hockey. Don't let them fool you on that.
And if you look at over the past 30 years, back when Wayne Gretzky was in his prime, and they had some other hockey players. There was a black hockey player that played for the Pittsburgh Penguins. He was on his way to be like in the top 5 best hockey players in the whole NHL, and they started doing all kinds of stuff, digging up dirt on him, like stuff he did when he was 2 months old, and got him, ran up out of there.
I mean, they go do that now. But now we have inventions, we have sports, and we gonna go to the political side of it. For majority of blacks, whether they here in the United States, South America, Africa, North America, European lands, when they spoke up about being treated like a man, what happened to those leaders? Majority of the times,
Pew pew,
there
or
you go.
or Venom or something that they got him, they got him out the game.
hmm
Yeah.
Now, my thing is this: the world knows America was built upon slaves. Slaves built this country. That White House, those Negroes that built that White House.
Benjamin
Now,
Button all day
there
long.
you go. Now, take what all I just said and put it back in Africa. Put those people back in Africa with their mindset, with their invention, the engineers, the information age. Put that in Africa. You will be a people that will be the world knows for a fact. No, we can't let that happen. If that happens, we would literally have to go begging to them, and we cannot just come up on these people. The world knows that. This is the whole reason why we separated. But why is all the other nations together? Did Roger fall off?
Oh, that was me by accident. But
Oh,
while I have the mic, I just want to also, because this brother here, Yafari Israel, said, "Are there any plans to create a continent collaboration? Diaspora investors paid with continent entrepreneurs." It's funny that you say that, because Quest to Unite Africa, we are having our Invest in Africa seminar, and that will be March 31st. And the seating is limited, and we are offering different services from business owners from Tanzania who would be consulting you, and legal advocates, and more, that will be discussing how we can acquiesce our change to the continent, and how we can work together, strategies, things we should know, and things we should be privy to. And that, again, family, is March 31st, 2024. And seating will be $50. So it will be $50 in order to attend this seminar. And I will put the link in the chat. And I implore you, this will be a great thing for us in the diaspora to get a head start on what we want to provide, or what questions we have or concerns when making that sort of trip. But we are earnestly trying to break all those borders between those, with the puppets and the Western leaders. We're trying to build bridges and have the sticks to come together directly, and just have a more intimate relationship with our brothers and sisters on the continent, so we could, just clear through all that propaganda about what how they feel about us, or what is expected when expats or people from the diaspora come to Africa. So I think it's going to be a great summit. And again, it's March 31st, 2024, and it will be at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. And that was my shameless plug.
Okay, there we go. Let me add to that. I am buying 2 links. I already bought one, pass, and I'm going to buy a second one. And I guess that's why I wanted Karis to get back in here so we can, us 4 up here can all, I guess chat in a back channel to see who we would get these, pick out 2 lucky people who would, get it as a gift. I mean, I would, like I said, I would love to attend, but I won't be able to. My work schedule is too hectic, and I'm getting trained on 50 million things out there. So, I mean, if I can't do it, I'm not going to pop and say, if I can't do it, no one else can do it. I mean, so, I mean, there are 2 people that I would like to look out for. At y'all can pick them out. I don't care.
Mhm.
I mean,
I
who
mean,
knows?
the meeting is. Shoot. I mean, Rojo, you can find anybody that could appreciate trying to get insight on the atmosphere of this meeting. That's what it boils down to being. It's listen and see what we can learn from it, because we all had brothers and sisters that went over to Africa, and some things didn't work out the way they were thinking it was going to work out. And so that was the whole purpose of us doing what we did last year. We seen the thickets of the thorns. We got black eyes, swollen lips, loss of tooth here, there. But you got to go through those type of issues in order to know what you're battling or what's in front of you. And so that's what we did at Quest Unite Africa. We went through that. We got, we were taking L's, elbows, fists, and so,
Oh,
and
wow.
you know what I'm saying. And so we at least in Tanzania, and we have other countries that we are talking back and forth to, and so we seen it necessary because yes, the world would push out a negative vibe from a person of color who may have had a bad experience in Africa. And they will push it out there just to keep you away. Just to keep you away.
Exactly. And
that's all they would do. I mean, you may see some interviews, they say like, why do Africans hate African Americans? When they will have a question like that, I don't even look at it. It's already leading. It's misleading already.
Leading.
Yeah.
They're trying to literally what am I gonna say? Stoke that that wound between us, and they know that they caused it, and they just keep on pushing it, and then see, like you're saying, that is a very leading question. But you've been on the continent, bro, Mike, and you know that our people want us there and are looking for us looking for us to help them, because you've been there and you've actually we're a boots to ground organization, as they say. We actually go to the continent. We went to Tanzania and we spoke. Well, you and Brother Karis spoke to the people there, and there it couldn't be further from true what they say here about about Africa. And it's a bunch of the whole adage of mud huts. Oh, they don't like us, and all this other nonsense.
The thing about it is that we're going to have these issues because you are literally we are literally witnessing a change of power. You think that Karis, myself, and the rest of the brothers and sisters at Q2UA are doing this of our own initiative? No, this is Yah's doing. I mean, it ain't just got to be Q2UA. You can be an individual. Say, you know what? I'm tired here. I'm going to grab my stuff. I'm going to go to Africa. we are being stirred up. We are being awakened.
I
And
already know.
so,
Oh,
I'm
go
sorry,
ahead.
go ahead.
Now I was just gonna say, I already know for a fact, and I'm not being pejorative, so don't take it the wrong way. Sometimes the delivery could be bad, but I know if the likes of you and Karis and Garth up there and Big Red and some of y'all had y'all's way, y'all will probably just step away from it, but because y'all dedication to the Most High, first of all, and then to us, is why you all keep on pushing.
Let
And
me tell you something, Rojo.
eh,
You just said Red. Red, me and him talked about this. Red, no, I know. I said, Red, the switches, routers, he know all about that stuff. And I'm gonna just speak like this.
mhm.
I said, Red, truthfully, their equipment is made to call back home. Cisco, all this type of equipment. Whoever makes that, they will always have a back door to get into that equipment.
Mm.
You, the buyer of that equipment, will not know that. You will have a back door into what they want you to go into. They will never tell you that they got a back door that they can get into your equipment. So me and Red was like, Red, he said, I already know, Mike. We can build that ourselves. This is the fear. I mean, but if you start talking about us coming back together, you literally are saying, no, I ain't gonna say that. You literally have a battle in front of you. Because once these minds come together as one, oh, son, it's done. It is absolutely just done. It's a done deal. I mean, money will not phase us. It will not phase us. Once we get to that particular point in our lives as a nation, money will be a joke to us because we're going to realize you are the money.
Well, with that being said, I'm about to get you a small little gift, another small gift, as a send off because I don't even know. Me personally, I'm just kind of wondering about you and your son's living arrangements when y'all get out there. How what y'all are gonna do?
Bruh, when I was over there, let me tell you something. When I was over there, I scoured, I looked all over. Now, one thing, to live in a 3-bedroom house, newly built, will cost me a tad bit over $2,000 a year if I wanted to just rent. So, I mean, we went through everything. We went through everything. I mean, man, I wasn't trying to go. Going to Tanzania was not a vacation. I was on a mission. I was literally on a mission. No, ain't nobody like you sitting right here going to the beaches and you're running your toes through the sand. Nah, no, I was on a mission. I knew what I was going there to do. And to not only just for us, I was looking at who are the business owners, who are the people that's saying this or doing that. Found that out. How are they coming in, getting big rice fields, shipping the rice from Africa, but up under another name called India? See, these are the things I found out. We found out when we was there. So now, yeah, we got to come up with this meeting, and this is informational meeting. Give you more info of what's going on, and these are some of the things that we have seen there that can help our people and other investors for that matter. And that's what this is about.
You're a businessman, so I know that you get out there. And I mean, you'll land some spots out there, but it's just, that's you talking about a life changing move to the degree. I mean, you're not just moving across the country from Chicago to Florida or San Diego, you are going halfway around this flat Earth, and I
Yeah,
mean,
I mean, because when I was there, we met with lawyers, and the lawyer he was telling us, hey, uh, you can't do this, you can't do that, can't do this, can't do that, and he was addressing me as if I was a native. And I'm like, hold on. I said to him, I said, bruh, this ain't against me. This is against you. And he was like, what do you mean? I like, bruh, I don't speak Swahili. You do. These laws are against you. When he sat down and we met, I mean, we went into that conversation so deep. I was like, bruh, they know majority of our brothers there do not have the means to really truly start a deeply enriched company. The other nations can because they work together and they're using it. Let's get our foot in Africa where we can, get resources and things of that nature because these people are not together. They did just that.
are you talking about out there in TZ? They still aren't even after. I know that Jacob has been dealing with them for like the past 6 years, maybe, and then you and Karis got really deep in it, and I just don't know what's right. Anyway, like I said, y'all know more than me. I'm just, keying off of y'all. So I don't. I know that they make you speak Swahili if you want to live there. Or I could
Well,
be wrong.
they don't make you want to. They don't make it. I'm just saying. I mean, that's the language. It's just like if they came here to the United States, it's like they would need to know English because it's the dominant language in order for them to communicate. So I mean, if you go there and you learn Swahili, that's good. That's good. But it's that American accent that will get you hemmed up.
You're taking initiative to learn the
Yeah.
language and get to know them better. I mean, I'm trying. I mean, I haven't found the time, but I definitely want to learn different African languages, and
I think the more you there. Oh, I mean, you know what? You go Netflix and look at Swahili movies. Look at them long enough. You keep looking at those movies long enough, you will start to understand that language. Quick.
I'm gonna tell you what else you could do, and I ain't trying to be funny. Get Rosetta Stone.
Yeah, that was another one. Yeah,
absolutely.
Or you're right.
Look on YouTube and have different lessons and show you different just to have greetings and things like that. I mean,
don't go to YouTube, bro. You have so many trolls that come and say something stupid, and then you'll go out there.
Well, we got a vet. So I mean, YouTube could be. You're right, bro. Your brother Rojo. But just vet your sources and look under the comments, see who they are, see how many subscribers they have, and see if they know what they're talking about. But yeah, learning a different language is fun and interesting and exciting, especially if it's going to be closer to the language that was originally spoken by our ancestors. So I implore anyone who is thinking of moving, and especially going to Tanzania, to learn Swahili, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I want to learn Swahili only because I think in most of East Africa is a universally accepted language as far as the black languages go. Now, I know there are some people who might speak Italian. Or what's that other European language, Michael?
Spanish, French.
No, that too, but but there's another one. It's Italian. And it is a Mediterranean country. It's not Portugal.
Grecian?
Greece, yeah, Greek, yeah, that one. That they're really big on Italian and Greek. Some of those a big part of East Africa. Even
and you know what? I'm gonna say it like this: when it's all over said and done, they will have to learn the language of Africa. When it's all over said and done, English, yes, top dog because it's based upon a world power. Like I said, we are witnessing a change of power. So, what do you think? Eventually, no, what we call English is not going to be the dominant language. You come into a land and you need the resources.
Mm-hmm.
You need to speak. You need to speak the native tongue.
Well,
You
yeah.
need to understand me. It ain't that I need to understand you. And so we're at that point. And
But we
Mhm.
Paleo Hebrew too, because that's
Oh
our
yeah. I mean, once things at that particular point, because I mean, like in South Africa, man, they teaching our brothers and sisters, the little kids, Mandarin.
Mandarin.
Ni hao.
Yes,
Ni hao.
yeah.
Uh, it's I
My
don't
son,
get that.
mm, yeah, that's what they teaching. And I'm so, but my mom, when I say that, the whole purpose of this meeting is for a business, venture or understanding and
Mhm.
things of that nature, as like a portal.
Uh-huh.
Yes, that's what this is about. But at the same time, you're a person of color, a descendant of slaves, it's going to take on a whole different meaning for you. It is. Because now these are people that you are closely related. You are closely. You are literally related to these particular people. And let's also understand, if you all trace the outline of Africa, trace the outline of Africa. Who dominates the exterior of Africa? It won't be us. The
Nope.
ones that dominate the inner landlocked lands, they look like us. The ones that does not, the majority of them are always on the outs, on close to the ocean. Why are they located close to the ocean?
Have you played that game Risk before?
Okay.
Better resources near the ocean.
Well,
No.
no. It may be resources there, but one thing about it, that's an escape plan.
Oh, I never thought of it that way.
There you
You're right.
go.
And not only that,
That's right. I mean, listen. You. If you look at them and think about, all right, if anything go down, I'm out of here. All right, hop on a ship, boom, I'm gone. But if you look at it, but this is where you look at things, you analyze things, and like, okay, I understand why you on the outskirts, and it's like you already know there's going to be a day where you got to get up out of here. You don't want to go deep into Africa. Oh no, man. They would catch me before I can get to the shores. If I can't get to no plane, they go catch me in the middle.
hey, can I say something? And I'm not being funny when I say this, but you have a point there, brother Michael, because they know I don't care how well trained your army is. If they go deep into the interior of Africa, what they call the spear chunkers will take them out within a week. I mean,
Yeah.
It'll be a done deal. It'll be a done deal. A done deal.
All
And so,
right.
I mean, if you look at it, like I said, from military wise, yeah, you need to stay on the outskirts and
And
things of that nature.
and it's funny that you say military, bro, Mike, because on to the next story. Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger withdraw from ECOWAS, accusing bloc of inhumane sanctions. The military juntas in Western African nations Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger jointly announced their intermediate withdrawal from the Economic Community of West African States on Sunday. The juntas contended that ECOWAS, influenced by foreign powers, had become a threat to its member states and their populations. ECOWAS was established in 1975 to promote economic integration in member states. It's considered West Africa's top political regional authority.
Hold on before you go further. Wait a minute. Who is ECOWAS?
ECOWAS is
Mhm.
from my understanding, ECOWAS was a treaty brought in to West Africa through Nigeria.
Who owns that? Who owns that? It sounds like a military thing to me. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like a military contractor. I mean, I don't know. That's the reason why I'm asking questions, about this. And they're saying, these things here.
From my understanding, this is ECOWAS is a bureaucratic agency that was probably a contrived organization to bring the West African nations together in order to do trade through the lens of whatever guys that whoever framed it would want. But it seems that the powers that be, like you were saying, it seems like they want to disavow from all this, and they know that they're being manipulated, and they know that there's outside influences again. Just same thing with the leaders there. There's the outside influences. So now it seems that there is again, like you're saying, uh, an awakening, and now they're trying to take their own country into their own hands. From my understanding, ECOWAS would be like a final authority on any economical or political change in the coalition of those countries. So they're basically arguing that whatever influence is not in their best interest, and now they want to act on their own through their military.
So now, you know what? And I got to go back to it again. Let's go back to the pimp game. You got now. It's like let's trace the history. Who came up with this idea? I guarantee the West will be all over it.
Absolutely.
The West is going to be all over it. When you get through taking off the layers of paint, I'm like, ain't this about a trip? And you all got majority of the shares or everything. When you get through doing it, this is where it came from. And so now, but this here thinking that our people, and then the thing about it is, they think they can show a whole lot of Africans, like you got on the screen there, of our people. They think they ill-informed. They think that who want to help these Africans? No. Bruh, please. They know we are the most beautiful people upon this planet. The long string of hair, ain't nobody trying to do all that. They looking at us. They try to make us, they thinking that this slave mentality, I need for you to hate your brothers and sisters. Those days are absolutely gone. They're not coming back. The world is showing you that. This is what they're trying to do. This is what they're trying their best to do to us. No, our black women are not hoes. Nigga, please keep it moving. We know what you did. We know what they have done. And so now you come here talking about you want to disavow from this. Trust and believe. When you get through searching through all the paperwork and taking off the layers of this thing here, you're going to have the West in there. And what's a part of the West? Self-hatred, hatred of your brothers and sisters. That's what it go all boiled down to. Now, our people, not just here, there, everywhere, are waking up. And we're not playing with this.
Not anymore. They see it now. They're not trying to let for better words, they're not trying to let their oppressor tell them what they should do with their own resources and country.
They- The world is scared. They very scared
They
right
are
now. They're
very
very
scared.
scared.
It's
Yeah, they shaking.
a
They
lot of
vibrating.
moves being made. I even you know even just the how, because I was back at a school. I was an international, well, not internet. I was a political science major, but international relations. I remember that class, and it was funny. I had a Nigerian professor, and he started making me really question um, our foreign policy, and he opened up my mind to all these Western inventions. And looking back on it, when I had his lectures, I'm be like, "Yo, why does the professor? I forgot what his name was, but this professor, he just doesn't like America." But I'm like, no, he's. I mean, I already had. I knew about the history, but I didn't know how deep it was and how intertangled the West was, and this class showed me, and you could just see how, again, with Italy trying to get back in there and trying to, as they see different countries, like as the countries we're talking about, they're now finding ways to build power plants and make sustainable energy for themselves. So now countries like Italy are still thinking that they could try to somehow sub positions themselves to get those resources, but they have to realize that their instrument is dead now because our brothers and sisters are waking up. That instrument of hate, like you were saying, that's literally, I mean, as how as basic and simple that is very powerful. They know that if they get us to hate one another, that they could just use us. And we are supposed to be a nation and working together. And if you could fracture that by any means necessary, then you will be successful in keeping the people's minds and their hearts, and they'll just always fight for crumbs in the system that those same people created, because they don't see any incentive working with their brothers and sisters because they were taught to hate them. But now it's a different time. People are very aware now what has gone on. They're out of colonial amnesia. All of us, everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, that's the beauty of it, man. I mean, when you start seeing brothers and sisters wake up and they really truly start to look at one another for who we are as a family, it brings respect. It bring back that love. It bring back a commitment, and it brings back and it bring back the patience of working with your brothers. This is a time of what you may say, calling healing. We can call it business at the same time. But for a particular nation, it's a healing for us. Because one thing we don't do, we don't too much think like the nation. We don't.
No,
We think about, if you go help somebody, you go help somebody. If you're not, if you being shady and funny about that stuff, we kind of shy away from that. We shy away from that. Now, we like, now that's just how we are created.
yeah, we were created to work with one another. We weren't created to compete with amongst one another.
And so, I mean, hey, this is where we at now. I mean, it's like we're trying to take. We are literally in a battle to bring our family back together and the nations. I'm not knocking down the nation, the Gentiles, or whatever, but I cannot feed somebody outside my house until I feed my son and my family first.
That's exactly. I mean,
Thank
they try to shame you into they try to shame you into that basic principle of looking out for your own when they do it. And it
Oh yeah,
comes
they'll shame you real quick. You're a bigot, or you racist. No, I'm not racist. You will help your family first and foremost. Why is it it's a problem when I will help my family first and foremost? And then when my family is up to strength, they have their health. Oh, what can I do for you? See, this this would have led me right back to the scriptures. But this is what I'm sorry, we gonna have to do it that way. We're not going to sit up here and think you want to save a nation without saving your own family first. It's not going to happen that way. From a business standpoint, it's going to be wicked. From a biblical standpoint, you're not going to step outside your house and help somebody on the street when you know for a fact you got your own flesh and blood inside the house that's starving. You will be accountable to the Creator. You got to help yourself first. The heart, before it pumps out any nutrients to the body, it feeds itself first. Then it shoots out everything. It feeds itself first, and all other nutrients go out to where it needs to go.
And that's just like how with when you're on a plane, they always say to get your put on your oxygen mask first, and then help the person next to you, right?
Yeah. I mean, and the thing about it is, when we was in Tanzania, we had a meeting with the doctor. I'm gonna tell you this, bro. And they was talking about the AIDS epidemic in Tanzania, right? So we was talking to the doctor. I said, no. And we were talking about Dr. Sebi and, and things of that nature. And then after his deletion, they come up with a pill. All they got to do is take it once a year. And it literally shows that virus undetectable in their blood.
Hey, I'm not trying to cut you off, brother Michael, but about the AIDS epidemic bush.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to get kicked off the show, but you know that was all a farce. I did some deep research, and since the inception of that, back when it was called GRID, before it was called AIDS, we have always been the lower quarter of infectees with it. Always, we were never.
That is true. But one thing we were saying, and with the doctor, see, they didn't know this until we told them. They was like, wait a minute, they got a what? I said, yeah, they got a pill that you take once a year. But do you know how many pills they got in Africa? If they can afford it, they have over 12 pills they have to take. 12 pills. If one of the brothers and sisters are there, that's what they got to take. And so this is what they said. Well, this is the brothers and sisters there. They were like, well, why we don't have that pill? Well, a person can take one pill and, they're okay. No.
They don't care about us like that, but
That's what I'm talking. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. See, CB came up with this thing here where he went to court and he proved his point. Oh, this is what I did to cure them. Boom. You cutting into my money, bruh. You cutting into my money. I don't need that information that you pushing out there. This go back to the previous conversation I told you about leaders who stepped up, who spoke out. He spoke out. It wasn't just him. What's that girl name? The singer, Left Eye. She spoke out.
Yes, and look at what happened to her.
That's what I'm talking about. And they gonna say that she was going 90 miles an hour. Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me on this one here now.
Okay.
You are in South America on a back road and you doing 90 miles per hour and your truck flip over. Ain't nobody gonna be doing on 90 miles per hour when you got all those bumpy roads.
Thank you. And that's all I was trying to get with that. You're right. I'm glad you said it. So, hey, look, Michael, man, why don't you partner up with me on my TikTok and let's do some lives, man?
Sure, man, I ain't got no problem with that. You just send me the information. But you know what, Rojo? I don't know what's going on, but when I send you an email, it does not go through. You will send me email, and Rojo, I will literally just reply. It'll come back. Did not go through.
Yeah, I mean that, and to be honest with you, I'm not being funny when I say this, so don't take it the wrong way. That's why I quit sending you the emails because I thought that I was getting on your nerves, and I was like,
no, it wasn't that, Rojo. I was replying to your emails, and then only reason it got through. Karis had to send you. I asked Karis to send you this information. He sent it to you. That's how it came to me. I kid you not.
You did get that though, right? My little gift. I mean,
yeah. Thanks a lot, bro. Mm-hmm.
No, don't think that. I mean, I'm just thankful that you got it. So I'm gonna send you something else, and I'm gonna because I'm feeling good. I mean, I'm gonna get another membership for the webinar, so we can decide what two people we're gonna give it to. And you know what?
I mean, we could, you know what? You talk to Karis, and he do let's call it a raffle or whatever, and somebody may apply for it and things of that nature. And I mean, do it on Covenant Awakenings or whatever the situation may be, and put it out there like a game or something. I mean, hey,
That's what I'm thinking. But I want to. I want to do 2 more, so that way 4 people will be able to attend it. I mean, I've been blessed, especially since I moved up here to Pennsylvania. My situation is really good. All praises to the Most High. I got a really good job, and I just want to pay that shit. Sorry. I'm sorry. I just want to pay it forward. Sorry.
Hey, Gar, Rojo got that Tupac coming out of him.
I'm sorry.
Hey, Gar, Rojo had that theme. Only God can judge me. That's be his theme song.
He has ambitions as a writer in his head right now.
Tupac. A couple of days ago, I watched when Dr. Khalid Muhammad brought out Tupac to be a speaker at his thing, and Tupac went off. I mean, that man has 150,000% of my respect. I mean,
Well, as quiet as it kept, he was really truthfully a politician. Because I mean, if you look at his history, his mother, when he got in trouble, she made him read the Wall Street Journal. That's what she did. She made him read the Wall Street Journal, and he got in trouble about every day. So now he's and then including what his mother was into. Yeah, he's seen more politics than anything in his. Well, he's seen the politics, and he's seen the setup against Black people. But in that industry, that's a pimp game. That is absolutely a pimp game. They would draw you in with the fame, the glory, the money, and he said it. He admitted to it. They allowed them to draw me in.
Well, what's his famous quote? I never had a record until I made a record. And I mean, that like him, and I know you're not from Chicago, but I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this with my chest. Yeah, the brother had issues, but R. Kelly was insightful and gifted too. And I mean, you know what? I mean, like I tell people, R. Kelly was convicted under the Mann Act, which if you convicted under, and read about Stephen Mann, what he did against Jack Johnson and Sam Cooke back in the day. But if you convicted under that, then you can say anything you want to about somebody and not have to worry about getting sued. So that's why they say he did this, he did that, he did that, and they.
I'm gonna lay this down on you, and I think everybody gonna understand this here. You say for instance, you take a trip from United States. And, you know, when you're taking a trip, you go prepare yourself, you go have some money on you and everything, and you
Mm-hmm.
go to Africa. I'm gonna show you how easy it is for you to develop this mentality that you have power. Go to Africa. Go to Africa and you starting to see, oh, wait a minute, I got more money in my pocket when I came to Africa. That's gonna be clue number one. Clue number two is when you start opening up your mouth and you start talking with people or going to the restaurants and they hear your accent. That's number two. Now, it's when you start taking money out of your pocket, you start seeing brothers and sisters, and you seeing how they living. You seeing some on the ground. They cannot stand up. They standing there, begging for money. You start feeling sorry for them. Not saying you should not feel any compassion for our brothers and sisters, but I'm showing you that it's easy for you to slip down that slippery slope of power. It's very easy. Yeah, you may talk about R. Kelly, you may talk about Tupac. They was more on a high scale, slippery slope. I'm talking about the low scale. The low scales are average people. When you go to Africa, you see how your brothers and sisters are living. And then you see these like YouTube shows and you see these Gentiles walking through a village. Look at their demeanor. Look at the people that's call themselves recording our people as if, man, these people are living in squalor.
Yeah, and then
And we do the same thing. Even though we may have a sense of wanting to help, there's a measure of that little superiority that comes upon you, and we got to be mindful of that.
But bro, Mike, and I'm not trying to go against what you're saying, so don't take it that way. But
Mhm.
between the three of us on this panel right now, you are historically, because I don't know God's situation, and I don't want to disparage anyone. So God forgive me if I come off the wrong way, because I'm not. But between us three, Mike, you are the most successful historically. But between the three of us on this panel right now,
Rojo,
so
go out. Bro, Mike, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Go ahead. What you saying, Gar?
oh, go ahead, Garth. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Garth.
It seemed like he went out.
Yeah, he's I don't even see his thing lighting up. His avatar ring, the edge of it. I don't even see.
No, he spoke. He spoke a few minutes, a few seconds ago. I mean, I don't know. Um,
All
I
right.
don't. I don't. Oh, there you go. There you go.
All right. I'm going to go on to the next story.
Oh, I'm sorry, Garth. I know I was talking over you, bro. Sorry about that.
No, it's all good. It's all good. You know, we'll go on to the next story, and this is the next story. And now my commentary is A1. But Egypt criticized Western countries' decision to cut funding to UN agency in Gaza. Egypt's foreign minister Sameh Shoukry expressed criticism on Sunday over the decision by certain Western countries to slash funding to United Nations Relief and Works Agency in Gaza. The move follows Israelis' allegations that 12 UNRWA employees were involved in the October 7th attack by Hamas. The
Okay,
foreign minister deemed it unacceptable to diminish the UNRWA's capacity to fulfill its responsibilities due to the actions of certain individuals. He emphasized that holding the entire agency responsible for the actions of a few is unwarranted, given the crucial role. United Nations Security General Antonio Guterres urged countries to reinstate funding to UNRWA, warning that the agency might have to reduce aid over 2 million Palestinians in Gaza as early as February. The humanitarian crisis in Gaza has worsened due to fighting and Israeli restrictions. hindering the delivery of the essential aid. A quarter of the population faces starvation, intensifying the urgency of the UNRWA's operations.
Hey, Garth, can I ask you a question about that? What you read? Why are we even caring about that? I mean, and I understand it's information, but do you realize what those Gaza, the Palestinians did? How they came and pooped like diarrhea, had a blowout from the backside on Martin Luther King Day. I mean, so ever since that, I've lost complete, respect and consideration for what they're going through. I could care less because you don't. I mean, and I guess that's the new me. So the new me will probably be more unpleasant than the old me because if you offend one of us and you're not one of us, even if you're one of us, I'm done with you. I can care less what happened to you. I mean, if you're gonna, just come in to our square and we're getting kicked out of something that is of our square, and you're coming in taking advantage of it and exploiting it, and then pooping on us, the hell with you. I mean,
when it's all over said and done, you're right. I mean, we got to concentrate on ourselves. I mean, how in the world you think you want to save somebody else and you yourself? It ain't just you, Rojo. It ain't just me. It ain't just Garth. It's a lot of us. We need to heal first. In order for us to sit up here and say, let me help you. The blind cannot lead the blind. The sick cannot heal the sick. Somebody will have to heal somebody up in order for us to come, to start doing business together. Right now, we got a sickness that was pushed upon us. We have a problem. And so now, let's meet together in the meetings of the minds, business-wise, relationship-wise, and things of that nature.
no, Mike, I'm gonna send you and Garth a link, and I think y'all need to see this. And
All right. Well, for me, though, I think it's important. I understand where all you guys are coming from, about the history in relation to these people and us. But again, just with South Africa, Egypt now is trying to position itself to be some type of I don't know what you say, like a
Wait, but
moral.
you saying Egypt though? You saying Egypt?
Yes, Egypt.
Now you do know that in Egypt, it is against the law for you to take a picture of a black Egyptian.
Well, yeah, bro, Mike, I know all this, but I'm just saying, in relation to our discussion, right? I'm talking because this is the whole thing about like our discussions as it relates to the diaspora in Africa. It's all interrelated. I mean, we can literally disregard all of these people just because of the history, but I'm bringing it into the focus of our people because we have to think about these things, what these countries are trying to position themselves to do, and why are they taking these stances, and what are their motives when they take these stances. That's and that does matter.
And I'm not knocking it. I'm not knocking what you're saying. I'm not knocking it because when you.
All I'll say is this: if they're trying to align themselves with us, then I'm with them. Strong, 10, 20 toes down. If they're trying to align themselves with us, but if they're trying to go on some kind of intersectionality route, where we'll align ourselves with you, but but you've already lost it. So if they're aligning ourselves with us, the end, then okay, Garth, I'm down. I'm a rider with you. Yes, that's what's going on.
It isn't even so much about like aligning. I'm just, bringing.
No. It's going to be about aligning. No. It's going to be about aligning. When it's all over said and done, aligning is going to be the top. It's going to be the main thing is aligning.
Aligning
the world. I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro.
No, I was just gonna be sarcastic. Are you alluding to a one world order? No,
No. It's going to be a one world order, all right.
It is going
It's
to
going to be a one world order. It is, but not the one that they're thinking.
and we be holding the stick. We're gonna be holding that.
That's what I'm talking about. Because this was, I mean, we can talk business right now till we blue in the face. We can talk that all day. And when it's all, we can say, hey, Garth, you know what? I see that this is what you do for a living. I think your business can help my business. Let's sit down, let's talk. And we work out all the details. And we see how you can make money, how I can make money. You take care of your family, I take care of my family, and we still related.
Now that's what's up. I'm with that. I'm feeling you on that, Michael.
You know what I'm saying? And this is what this is boiling down to. So, I mean, although we may, and this is nothing against anybody else, but your business, you are not going to have a successful business until you help yourself first. And those are related to you. That's a very successful business. I'm gonna just give you a good way to look at it. Look at Hollywood, Black Hollywood now. Look at Black Hollywood. See all the riffraff that's going between different people because of what? Money.
Ooh,
Bad business dealing, not getting paid what you're supposed to getting paid. That's when you have a division. But when you make sure that you maintain a sense of hatred towards money, you got to maintain a sense of hatred towards money because money causes a lot of disruption.
I mean,
If you
okay.
tell me, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'll wait till you finish. I'm sorry about cutting in.
If you tell me this is what you charge me to do this or do that, and I agree to it, once that job is done, you get paid. And I may just have enough just to pay you, but from it'll lead you right back to the scriptures. But I must pay you what you said you want, and you did the job. I'm supposed to pay you. But when you start and have this mentality that no, I'm gonna pay you a little bit less, you got a problem. You bringing in a disruption within the family. This is the thing we need to heal on.
Well, see, the one thing I was want to tell Garth, Michael, is that he sees a lot in real time more than any of us, and I live less than 100 miles from him now. But he sees, I mean, Garth, he sees in real time what happens when we get on code. Camden, New Jersey's PD is damn near depleted. They're liquidated. They're not there anymore, and the few that are out there really are messing with our people, whether it's us directly as people from here or even the people that come here, from within the diaspora. I mean, so that's the kind of codification and the kind of discipline that we need. We need to let them know that we don't need them. They're the ones who need us.
Yeah, but listen, I could walk and chew gum at the same time. Everything is, you could just compartmentalize everything and just see what I mean that doesn't necessarily mean, hey, like, oh, let's go to Egypt or anything like that, or like do business with Egypt. I'm just saying that as we go into this new world, we're seeing all the multipolarity and all the shifting of the guards, and I just think it's important for us to know what country is doing what and what stance they're taking on what. Like another story I have here is that Algeria is also pushing for the UN Council to do a ceasefire in Gaza as well. If people want to look at that, I'll put it in the chat. But like I'm saying, like all these things somewhat matter because we just want to know what country is doing what nation is doing what, and who are their where their allegiance lies a lot. I mean, what am I saying? Their allegiance is, but at the same time, we could always go back to our book. But I'm just saying, as people who are not in the book right now, just for the people who are not as learned as us and may have already taken that journey, they know that something is on the horizon. Like you don't need to have like a biblical understanding to it helps, but you can see that what is going on. And like you were saying, there's people who aren't even awake, and we talk about it, there's people who aren't even awake that have a push to go to Africa or have a push to unite and somehow get out of this circumstance that we're in here in America.
Yeah, to a degree, I understand what you're saying, but
I understand, but we have to be uncompromising. That's our issue. That's what's wrong with us. We would give them 2 inches.
No, bro, Joe. I mean, I understand that, but like I said, I mean, I listen. I'm a pretty uncompromising person. I feel like a lot of us are. We wouldn't be here if we were easily swayed or compromised, especially on what we believe in, what we believed or what we were taught in religion. But at the same time, just for me, I find it, I guess, expedient to know what your quote unquote enemy is doing. So that's it.
No,
you know what? I'm gonna say it like this. Then I'm gonna say it like this. I do business according to Scripture. And it kept me out of a lot of trouble. But when you're not doing it according to Scriptures, you run into a whole lot of trouble. If you feel that you need to hold on to some money because you may be broke because you got to pay this person, and you need to be broke, go ahead and pay that person because you're going to keep down a whole lot of nonsense. But I mean, no matter how we look at it, your business is not going to supersede Scriptures. It's not. Whatever your business is. And if you're talking about this is what you want to align to, the Scriptures take care of business, financing, cleanness. It covers everything. It covers everything, and the world is not on that. The world is not on that level.
Well,
they're not. They're not on that level. When it comes to money, oh no, they'll rob you first.
Now, bro, Michael, because Garth, he's still young. Let's give him the space to, have his own ideologies, and I won't work against it because I love this. He's like a little brother to me.
Ideology. I listen. I think you guys misunderstand me. I agree. I probably have the same ideology or agree with you, but at the same time, I could also, I mean, I could see the perspective of others and not necessarily agree with them or make a covenant with them, but I could see meet them for the middle ground and see how they think. And I feel like if you know and see how people are thinking, you're gonna know how they're gonna do business. And again, why would you do business in certain nations that are agreeing with certain things? So, like I said, it's all encompassing. But
and I mean, I know what you're saying. I know exactly what you're talking about. The best way to I ain't gonna say, I'm gonna use this word. In order for you to know a person, and what their mentality is, you sit back.
Hold on, Mike. I got that, bro. Go with go in the direction you started to go in, because I mean, clearly defined always breeds clearly understood. So go in the direction because I know where you're going. So I mean, he's an adult. We're all grown in here. Just say it like a TI is, bro. I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying, bro. Hello,
Oh yeah,
okay, Michael, you there? Whoa, hello, Michael.
I think, bro, Mike.
Oh, you lost him too. Ah,
Mm. Well, I understand, bro, Rojo. You just see at face value, and well, not face value, but I understand your stance. Trust me, but at the same time, um, if we're gonna be well, I'm not gonna say if. I'm just saying if we are going to be the head, I think it's good to know different things and different people and look in people's different history and how they move and what's just happening in the world. Like, because again, if we are going to go to Africa, we should know everything about everyone, but at the same time, we as a people know that there's a force that most won't see, and know that this force will pretty much put things into action without us having to do much, but at the same time, we have a responsibility to know
no,
things and to know
bro,
what.
here's what I'm trying to get across to you. And I know you're younger, and that's why I give you that space to operate. In your headspace. But here's where I'm trying to go with that. And I mean, how far have we moved the needle since our awakening? And but by my bar 2015, how much have we accomplished since then, since 2015? A whole hell of a lot. So what I'm saying is, let's go ahead and switch for a minute to the political, socio geopolitical stratosphere of it. We in the past 2015 to now, so 9, 10 years. In the past 10 years, we have gotten more accomplished than in Cobra and NARC in the past 50 and 70 years, and definitely more accomplished than what the NAACP had got accomplished in 109 years. So my thing, and of course, we have to credit the Most High for that. Initially, I mean, first and foremost. But I'm just saying, bro, Garth. I mean, I'm not telling you don't deal with them. I'm not even going there with that. What I'm saying is, we have to make it known that if we're going to deal with anyone outside of us, it's going to be on our terms.
Well, you know what, Rojo? I mean, I'm not going to. I was saying this. If you go deal with anybody, sit back and listen to them. They gonna tell you who they are when you listen to them. If they always talking about money, you gonna know money is always gonna be on their heart. If they always talking about, let's just say, I'm gonna just put it out there. If they always talking about sex, you gonna know what's on their heart. You gonna know how you need to move with that particular person. If they sound wayward, you go pick that up. So I mean, I'm not knocking doing business with people, but I am going to say, listen to them. They will tell you who they are by their conversation. They will tell you off the top.
And I think
yeah.
You just gave me some game, and thank you for that, brother Michael. Because I tend to kind of run off emotion, and sometimes I switch the conclusion of emotion to logic and reasoning when it should be the other way around. But I thank you for that. And Garth, I'm not against you, brother. You already know I love you.
I'm not. I know. I mean, I've learned that we could talk to each other and not agree and still be in love. It's just that's just my stance.
Anytime you dealing, I mean, you're talking about the whole continent of Africa. That's what when it's all over said and done, that's what the world is looking at. Everybody is, hey, I'm finna hit you, Rojo. Tupac, all eyes on me. All eyes are on Africa. All eyes are on Africa. And everybody and their mother knows if you got dark skin or whatever, there's you're from that particular place. But the respect is not totally there yet, because the world is used to coming in and taking what they want to take from that continent. Things have changed. Minds have been renewed. Confidence has been strengthened. This is where we're at. You think Quest to Unite Africa is the only one that say, hey, we need to do this here. No, you got other organizations out there that are doing the same thing. They're saying the same thing.
No, Michael, y'all ran straight up the middle with it, though, dog. I mean, and no disrespect to Stepping Stones and T-Tree and me. No disrespect to them. Y'all, you, Karis, and the rest of y'all went straight up the middle. Y'all went straight for the kill shot. And that's because I've seen so much, infiltration and stuff like that. I look at everybody with a side eye. No offense to anybody in the chat. No offense to anyone on this panel. And y'all can look at me side eye. I don't give a damn. But I'm just saying, y'all were 100%. Every time I take my little score thing with y'all, you Karis 100%, 100%. Y'all leave no room for error. So that's why I'm saying with y'all, I have to give my credits to y'all that y'all know exactly what the hell y'all talking about whenever y'all dealing with this, because y'all are out there, and not only are you dealing with them, but you're bringing it back to us, and you let us know where the hot spots are, who are the questionable people, where the danger zones are. Ain't nobody else doing that. Name them. Prove me wrong. Shut me up. Prove me wrong. Who else is doing that besides y'all?
I don't want to toot our own horn. We don't gotta have to name names, but I do think we have been proactive. That's all I'll say.
We decided to go in so many. No, I ain't gonna say so many directions, but we seen things though. We seen the pros and we seen the cons. That's one thing Q2UA I would say about us. We did. We seen the pro and we seen the con, and I voiced my opinion to the pro. And I said, but I'm very cautious of the con.
But hold on. I just got to caveat this. I am not critiquing or criticizing anyone else, so I just want that to be known right now, because I don't need to go back to some other people saying that Rojo said about. I'm not. I'm just talking about you all. And right now, just like Jacoba is 100% in his his foresight, like he's 100%. You guys 100% in what we need to, the information you bring us, as far as if we decided to go back to Africa today or whatever day, you guys 100% let us know what we have to, be wary of, what's going on. So I'm not going to back down and apologize to nobody for that. I'm not trying to hurt nobody's feelings. I'm just going to speak the truth. You guys, out of everybody that's that's trying to get us back over to Africa, you guys are 100%. You guys are testing perfect across the board, in my opinion. And I'll just leave it at that.
Well, I appreciate that. But we had, just like with any organization, we had the bumps, the bruises, and things of that nature, and we all went through it. But we're at a point now that I'm like Jacoba. I'm pro Negro. Now the world, and when you have that mentality, the world will tell you, "Oh, are you prejudiced?" No, I'm not prejudiced, but I know what I need to do towards my brothers and sisters first. That's what I need to do. That's what I must do. And even with some of our brothers and sisters, you literally have to sit down, have a conversation with them, and find out, hey, what level are you on? I mean, not to put nobody down, but you go have to find. Oh, I ain't gonna have to find. When you're dealing with brothers and sisters, you will know for a fact how you need to proceed with them. That may be a person if they are they could be a very funny person and committed, and you may find yourself want to be around that person because you like to, hear that person talk or laugh. I mean, tell jokes or whatever, and you laughing all the time. You find yourself drawn to that person. If a person is all about that business, and you about business, you will be drawn to that person. And especially if they doing business in a way that is to your liking, whether it's good or bad. If it's bad, you want to connect with that bad person because all right, this is what I'm on. I'm on that bad thing. If you're on that good thing, and this is how we going to move off the top. And we went into the villages. We went into, got into the parliament and the political side. Yes, we did. We were and are not playing with this movement.
But my thing is, you all are bringing evidence live in real time. Like when y'all were down there and y'all were chatting with us, you and Karis were doing your show, and you were sitting there having live chats showing us what's what. And you think that ninjas like me, I mean, I don't want to get kicked out of here, and I don't want to get you trying to shut down. So I'm not talking.
Please don't. You could try it just do it when Karis is hosting the show, not when I'm doing it.
No, I'm joking. I wouldn't put you in that position, bro.
Hey, it all fall back on God. Man, God got Karis show shut down.
Garth, no, you let Garth's live stream one time.
But let me tell you, you don't think I'm like researching y'all? I mean, no offense to you, Karis, anyone. No offense to you, Kobe. You don't think I'm like looking up stuff that y'all are bringing to us? And when I find it to be on point, I mean, I feel bad that I can't do more because it's not just Covenant Awakenings or Quest United Africa that I want to support. I support Yakoba too, and I support even those that aren't, that deal with the outskirts of being Israelites or whatever, and I deal with those who may speak against it, but they still love their people. Like the Tariq Nasheeds and Black authorities. Not that they speak staunchly against us, because I have heard them say good stuff about us, but I support our people that's trying to help uplift us across the board. I don't care, and I won't make any apologies to anyone. I won't give any reasons or explain why I do what I do, because guess what? Those other folks, they're one thing about them, they might fight against each other, but guess what they're on code about keeping us down and about hating us and about wanting us completely wiped off the face of the earth.
Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth?
Yeah.
So, I'm just saying, we just have our own little internal, disagreements, internal tips or whatever. There's stuff that sometimes me and Garth might not agree with. Brother Michael, I love you too. But there's stuff that me and you might not agree with. I might come at you.
Oh, yeah, off the top, bro. That gonna be off the top. And then that's like, you ain't got to tell me. I mean, shoot, man, please. But one thing I would say about that is, and I got to fall back on this. When we were in Tanzania, me and Karis, I knew my place. Karis did all the talking, and they knew who to look to talk to. Now, when Karras did some introductions and things, boom, he introduced me, and I tell him what I do and things of that nature. Boom, 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 and that's it for me. I'm the guy who I'm the one who in the dirt taking that shovel. I'm on the land. He's what you may call PR, public relations. I know my place, and I say this for this reason. When you know your place, and that's how everything runs smoothly. When you don't know your place, oh, you got stress that's going to be unbearable. It will be.
I want to say something, but it's just between me and you.
Yeah.
I tell you, and when you out of your lane, you bring in. I mean, you feel that stress. You feel that stress, and the only reason that we're still together because we know our positions,
and strengths and roles.
Exactly.
And when we need help, we're not too proud to ask one another for help, because
that's it.
I know.
I mean, if
I needed help this morning doing this live stream. I'm so glad you guys came on. I couldn't. I don't even know how Karras would be able to talk to people.
God, you boogered it up, dude. It's damaged. It's done. You boogered it up, man. You know what? Go ahead and make yourself a drink at 9:35 in the morning. And nah, just messing with you. but I mean, you know, and see that. I mean, I'm impressed that you know, Karras lets you and probably Michael, you know, run the Quest United Africa, you know.
And Karras knew I was going. Karras knows for a fact, man. When I'm talking to you all, I'm packing up stuff, and now and very soon I got to get out here and go find some help to load this stuff up and things. So I mean, no, he knew I was busy. So I mean, while y'all talk, I'm packing, taping up, and things of that nature, bro.
Yeah,
He
you're
knew.
getting ready to go back there again.
I need Karras to get.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I got to do that, man. And so I was talking to. As a matter of fact, this morning, talking to some brothers and sisters there and things, and let them know, all right, this is what we got going on. We need to, you know, this and that. And so they working on some things before we go back there. They trying to put things in place. Because man, listen to me. Q2UA is not. We're not trying to waste no time on that continent. No, this is not a vacation. It's never a vacation.
Urgent. We're on a mission.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you. Mm-hmm. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Gar. Go ahead.
No, I was just no. You're right. We are on a mission. We're not going there to, you know, get our tan on or, you know, see sights and be tourists. We're there to help and work and try to, you know.
You know,
it's in the name. We're on that quest to unite Africa.
Yeah. And you know what? But I have found out that it seems when I was there the last time. Well, no. When the information that's coming back, you know, from phone calls and things, that a lot of these restaurants that's there in Tanzania on the ocean and thing, or the Indian Ocean and things, they're suffering. And then they're not as busy as they used to be. And now one of them we did run up on, and he had that up for sale. That thing was $70,000.
Well, see, you know what you need to tell him to do, Michael, brother Michael, and it might not be a good idea. In fact, never mind, because I don't want no blood on my hand. I mean, you know, so I ain't gonna. It's nothing.
What are you about to advocate?
No. Go to the North Sea and do your fishing there. I mean, it's probably the most dangerous body of water in the world. And if you believe in the galaxy, probably the Milky Way galaxy, But go to the North Sea, and there's plenty of fish to be caught there because that's like around the I know it's not around the Flemish area, but it's like off the coast of Norway or Sweden, one of those Scandinavian countries. But it's a very violent sea. But if they go there and bring stuff back from the North Sea, I mean, I guarantee you that stuff will sell, and they will. I'm, I'm just saying, but don't listen to Rojo, because if somebody go out there and drown, I don't want that on my conscience. I don't want nobody come on here. You know, Rojo, they listen to you. You know, their partners, their partner boat made a good bounty, but the other boat lost a whole crew. And nah, I don't want that on my conscience. So.
Here at Quest to Unite Africa, we are not boaters or professional fishermen. We here. We
Hold on, Mark. If we're black, we're professional anglers. We can go out there and catch any fish. We can go out there and catch bluegill, crappie, bass, trout, catfish. I don't reckon if you catch a catfish, throw it back. But I mean, you know, we're masters at fishing, and don't nobody. I don't care about these shows they have on TV. Don't nobody fish better than one of us. Nobody.
You know
but
what? One thing
brother Mike
about it, I
always
mean,
said,
the business sector and the fishing thing. I mean, they have a fishing area. I mean, all you got to do is link up. I mean, like from a business standpoint, you link up with a fisherman, and you say, you know what? If you got a seafood restaurant or whatever, you link up with that fisherman, not just one, no, like two or three. And you buying what they caught or whatever, and you know you take it, process or whatever, and get it ready to sell and things of that nature. I mean, there's plenty of boats out there. They be doing that's what they do.
Obviously, you haven't been to the North Sea, brother.
I'm just saying. I'm speaking from the Indian Ocean and Tanzania. I mean, that's whatever you talking about, Red Sea. No, I ain't never been up there.
You've been watching The World's Deadliest Catch too much, Rojo.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
you hit me on that one because that's what made me learn about the North Sea, and I started reading on it. You're right, bro. I did watch one, and they brought up this like crab that was as big as an offensive lineman, and I'm like, yeah, that's going to feed a lot of people, but we shouldn't be eating that garbage. I mean, that's like eating a big old pretty multi-legged cockroach, with pincers. But yeah, you're right. You got me going. I did get that off the world's deadliest catch. God exposed me.
all in fun. But bro, Mike, I was about to ask you what type of restaurant in Tanzania that gentleman was selling that.
Well, there was one. Well, I don't know one. I went to quite a few. But I mean, if it's off the ocean, majority of the time it's going to be some type of seafood. But it's the owners, not one that I went to, and I went to some high end restaurants. They owned by foreigners, Asians, Indians, more so Asians, and it's right there on the ocean, and
Asian, Michael.
What
kind of Asian? Was it the Chinese?
Chinese, yeah. And because in there also now the casinos, people like us, it's it's a sign up there. No blacks allowed in Tanzania.
Excuse me. What? You saw something like that?
Yes, it's up there.
Where?
In Dar es Salaam. Yeah, I mean, when I say there's some bold and arrogance going on, there's some bold and arrogance going on a black continent. This is how they do.
Is it Dar es Salaam the capital of Tanzania?
No, it's Dodoma now. They moved it to Dodoma.
Man,
It
okay.
was.
Did
Yeah.
that the last time I was on here? I mean, because I don't know if I did that. Burkina Faso, they're arresting and giving people 25 years who speak French.
I mean, let me tell you something. 25 years, I don't know, but I'm gonna say this: they're trying their best to get rid of the residue of the colonizers. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing that. They are trying their best to get that out their system. And quiet as it's kept, here in the United States, we're doing the same thing. We are doing the same thing. Maybe not on a higher level, but more so on a lower level. We're doing the same thing. For you to think about just doing business on the continent, you're trying to change something about yourself that you don't like. And that is the residue of the West. You want that off of you, but you want to take the knowledge that you got and that you was trained with, and you want to use it for your betterment, and as well as for your brothers and sisters' betterment.
In a righteous way, not a
Exactly.
way that promotes
Yeah.
death and separation and hate, like the West teaches.
Exactly. You're trying to do it in a different way. And so that's what we're doing, and what the brothers and sisters are doing on that continent. Yeah, it's. I mean, Morocco was in not too long on the feed, and these channels was saying, do not travel to Morocco. Now, me myself, I've been to Morocco, and I know why they say don't travel there. Slavery still exists. The brothers and sisters there, they cannot walk the street at night in Morocco, Casablanca. They cannot. They get pulled over just like we get pulled over here in the United States. They get robbed, and they call the police. The police do not come.
I'm sorry, but I don't trust Morocco. I don't trust them.
I mean, but then you gotta look at the people that's making the calls in Morocco. Like I said, brother, if you trace the outline of Africa, not so much West Africa, but if you do West Africa, trust and believe, they go have a few there. They go need an exit plan. Always keep your exit plan, and they have their exit plan on the edges of Africa. Not in the
interior. That's one thing I like about you, Michael. You always have a logical comeback for anything. Like, can't nobody really just get under your skin like that. I mean, but really, do you trust Morocco? I mean, honestly, like seriously.
No. I was in Morocco because I went there on business, and I was like, no, I can't, because it was some training thing, and I was like, I'm not gonna train these people. There was not African in there, and he could have been Muslim. I mean, Islamic. He was still disrespected. Now, I mean, because when I got there, I hooked up with the brothers there, and they did not allow them to talk to me. The brothers, they was like, you talk to us.
What's the reason they won't let you talk to people?
I mean, I don't know what it is. I mean, well, when I opened up my mouth, they knew I wasn't, from Morocco. And so what had happened, and when I say disrespectful people, I was at the airport. This little old lady, she had to be like 70 years old, and she was all up on my heels. But there was a sister, she may have been 6 feet away from me, standing to the right side of me. And this lady here behind me, she kept on like, she's trying to figure out, what's the holdup? But she was doing all this heavy breathing behind me. And so I looked at the sister, and the sister looked at me and she started smiling and laughing and putting her hand over her mouth. I'm like, I'm trying to figure out what's going on. So the sister, she been there before. So she comes over to me. She said, brother, just say, she said, all she said was, she said this to me. She said, open up your mouth and say something. And she go bag right up off you. And I was like, okay. And so the sister went back. And so I stepped up a little bit, sort of, to have some space between me and that lady behind me. And so she came right back up on me. I was like, dude, what is your problem? And when she heard my voice, man, when she stepped 10 steps back. She stepped 10, and I'm telling you, they will walk right in front of you and step in line and they go get serviced. If they did not hear my voice, they're right there and there. I've seen them do it. Their respect for people of color is so low, it is unbelievable. And you'll be surprised how a lot of our sisters there are serving as maids in their homes and at the same time being raped. Do you know that they're there in Morocco and they said, they want to go back home. They got to go home to visit. So this is the thing. If you're there and you want to go back home to visit, you got to get a round trip ticket off the top. And you got to get permission from your landlord. And you got to pay your rent up a month ahead of time, showing that you go come back. I'm telling you, I was there to witness that. I was there. It's something else. And Morocco just did something last week, and they showed their disrespect towards blacks, and they got all on YouTube saying, no, do not travel there and things of that nature, which I knew exactly what they was talking about.
Well, I remember during the World Cup that they were like the first. They were like the first African country to advance to the finals in a while or something of that nature. And then the population came out and said, we're not Africans, blah, blah, blah. They wanted to disavow from being African, which is hilarious. But
wait a minute. Say it again. Say who wanted to disavow for being African?
The most of the population, when they were deep in the World Cup, there was contention about them calling themselves African, because they were technically one of the first African countries in a while to go far into the World Cup.
Soccer?
Yeah, soccer. Like that was like 2 years ago.
All right, but I'm saying, but they black?
Some of the players are black. I mean, but I mean, I'm just going back, but I was just looking at or just remembering when around that time, because you mentioned Morocco. I mean, Morocco isn't on my mind when I'm going like thinking of Africa or anything like that. But I just remember in my memory, like recently, Morocco went to the World Cup and they went far, and they were literally out saying, "Oh, we're not Africans," blah blah blah, and they may be right. So.
I mean, granted, if they Arabs, all right, don't be black. Ain't nobody gonna force you to be black, but trust and believe. The day is going to come. The world is going to wish they had some melanin. They're going to wish it. So right. I mean, granted, I mean, here in Chicago, we have some brothers from Egypt, and they pretty much on that, more of a Arab look inside, but I think they say they black just to keep themselves covered, because a lot of them are on the south side of Chicago. And the south side of Chicago, it's majority of black people. So they said, no, we let people know that we're black in Egypt, and I know that's not the truth. No, they don't tell them they black.
No, they don't.
They don't.
There's a whole campaign against that. But the thing about it in Egypt, it's so I don't even want to use that word. It's so like asinine to think that they could literally say that they're not black and get all mad of the depictions of uh black art and all this other stuff. It's just funny, but like we're saying, things are like happening. I mean, that's why they're all scared of what our brothers and sisters are doing in Niger and Burkina Faso and Mali. Like, imagine if we could bring that force to Morocco and just get their act straight and just kick out all the colonizers. That's why I'm trying to that's why I see why some of this news is kind of important, because we're gonna see, because I don't think Africa as a whole, like, there are going to be certain sides some nations take, and it's just interesting. I It's just interesting to see what governments are doing what, and what like Mali and Niger and Burkina Faso, like, they're going to inspire another country to do what they're doing. But
That
and
information is something that's something we got to stay in tune with that, because it will show you, all right, this is the way I need to go, and then at the same time, um, and then whatever action that a country is taking, you got to ask yourself, all right, how is this going to affect me, because this country is like right north of me, and things of that nature. So I mean, those some things, yeah, you will literally have to, you know
No,
play
no,
to go, because you know what I'm saying.
no, but brother Michael, you got to admit, Morocco, they are being a bunch of hoes, though. I mean,
yeah,
that's
but
the part.
brother, brother Rojo,
I'm sorry. I'm
come
sorry.
on, yo,
I'm sorry.
just,
I'm
just,
sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
just, they're being, obtuse. They're being,
Okay, there you go. Up to
mean. They're being
yeah.
mean. They're being jerks.
No, no, I'm not knocking. Man, I'm not trying to put them on a pedestal. I mean, it's my brothers and sisters, because you go there and look at the businesses, and you go to like what we may call a flea market. Uh,
No,
the ones out front are all Arab stores.
but
Now,
bro,
in the back,
how they were
in the
killing? How,
back is
oh, go ahead.
in the back is where you go find all our people in the back, and they selling their stuff in the back. They putting them out. They do the same thing they do in the United States. When they sell over there, they call the brothers and sisters there in Morocco. They call them Europeans. They don't call them Arabs. They call them Europeans. They know who they are.
No, but bro, you see how they were. I don't want to say the word, but like pew pewing the melanated refugees over there. I mean, they were just like doing it wholesale. They're just walking around, decide who they would pew pew and who they would take a sledgehammer and bash them into bash their head in. I
Mhm.
mean, that happened. Garth, you remember that video, don't you? That they showed like 2 years ago, where they were doing that to the melanated African refugees. That was
I do. I didn't see the videos, but I do now that you remember. I remember there was like an emergency that where they were trying to go to the border of Portugal and Spain or something like
yes,
that.
yes.
Yes, I remember that.
It's right there. I mean, and that's why. I mean, if you got to be in a position to be in a position to be suffering a whole lot, that you're willing to cross the ocean to get to a
But
land where you can try to better your lifestyle or whatever situation, and that's what our brothers are getting caught up in. I mean, they trying to make that trip and get
bro,
over there and
Well,
take care of their
but
family.
the
That's what
funny
that
thing
it
is,
boils down.
that now that you say that, because now the West is reaping what they sow. Now, especially this nation, they wanted to, kick people out of their homes and, take their resources and force people to migrate for a better life in their country. But now that they don't have the same control, and now that all the resources are spread thin, they don't want those same people back, or they have a problem with people coming into their nation. I just find it funny that all the stuff that they're done to us is being done onto them, but it's going to cripple them. And it's just funny. I mean, like you're saying that in Morocco, they literally have to find a way to just get out of the country because it's just been so, uh, for lack of a better term, apartheid and colonized that they can't even like, you know,
No,
sustain themselves in their own nation.
no, brother. Garth, you're in New Jersey, so I don't know the extent of the illegal alien crisis, or I'm sorry, migrant crisis over there. But in New York, Illinois, and Michael, you can attest to this.
Well, yeah, New York is where I mean, my cousin lived in Harlem. I went to
No,
New York
But
in the summertime. It was terrible. It was
but
bad.
when they put those migrants in the Alabaster neighborhoods, all of a sudden they had a problem with it. They had to, those migrants had to go. It's only when they come into our communities, into our neighborhoods, if they because they're the ones who are railing hard for it. We care. They come to the strong arm of the United States. Okay, they made it here. Take them into your homes. Let them move into a house next door to. Excuse me. Popcorn is choking me. Let them move into a house next door to you. Let them move into your hotels in your neighborhood, your affluent neighborhood. Now they're having protests and begging the police to push them out. So I mean, all of that is fugazi. And just like I look at that with back to the Morocco thing, they were letting people that look like them through the gates and getting into Spain and Portugal. But whenever it came to us, we were being laid down on our faces and executed. And I just have a problem with that.
See,
I just can't let that go.
see how it's all encompassing. I tell you how they treated the African um, immigrants in Ukraine. You know, all these things are coming back, and it's just all reversing and uno
You know,
reverso.
I'm gonna say this, and then I got to get off. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna
Yeah,
get off.
I was about to say, time
It's
for those papers and those chairs
growing
to
up as yeah all right, growing up as a child, um, and I'm gonna equate this to the continent. My uncle, um, he called himself a so-called pimp. That's what he called himself. I ain't gonna lie to you, he did. Tall, skinny, and he was always beating up on women. And I always ask myself, I'm like, but I never seen him fight a man. Never seen him fight a man. And he would talk. I mean, he didn't too much. We didn't too much interact. I just looked up at him. I'm a child. I'm just looked up at him and everything. But all in my head, I always said he never got into a fight with a man. But he was knocking these women around every time we went over our father's house. Me and my two brothers. He had some woman over there and he calling her out her name and so and just slapping her around. And I'm just like, hey, come it. He ain't fought a man. But one day, he was slapping this woman around. And he was beating this woman up. And the woman, and at this time, I was like a teenager. I was just becoming a teenager. And she was in fear of her life. Grabbed that knife, a butcher's knife, put it through his chest and broke the handle off in his chest. My father seen that. He went there to go help my uncle and things of that nature. Killed him. You reap what you sow. The same thing has happened with Africa. They tired and they coming out swinging. They getting all type of strength, just like that woman did. She did the same thing. She got tired of it. And she had to make a decision. It's going to be her life or his life. And now we're seeing exactly what type of life the brothers and sisters on that continent is looking for. If some country got to freeze, they go freeze. Because it's getting down to that. It's down to that particular scenario. This is where we at. This is where we at. It's going to be either you or it's going to be me, because the world has taken so much from the continent. It has, and it's shown its deep, deep disrespect for the brothers and sisters on that continent. This is what's happening right now as we live. Granted, and going back to the lady, no, my family was talking about going after the lady and all this stuff in there. I said, I'm not touching that woman. I seen my uncle do all that dirt. Because if that was my mother, my uncle, he would have called a couple of L's. A lot of them. And that's how I look at it. But when that lady went to court, the judge said no, self-defense. And like, okay, I understand. But so I take this and I apply this to what brothers and sisters are waking up to. They tired. And if you keep on messing with me, you will eventually kill me, take me out, delete me. No, this is about survival now.
They have already tried to kill us spiritually, you know.
Yes,
so,
and that's where we at. But I'm on that note, man, I'm out to get out of here, Garth, and
okay. Thank you.
I will talk to you later on this morning.
All right, thank you for coming on the stream, bro, Mike. I really appreciate it. For my first stream, I definitely needed your commentary and help, and it was much appreciated. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome, brother. You all be safe, and to the brothers and sisters in the chat, stay safe out there. Stay safe, and hey, let's stay in love.
Shalom, bro, Mike.
Shalom, brother. I'll talk with you, Rojo.
Okay, yeah. We really need to get together and do that for real. I mean, on TikTok.
Okay, now I touch bases with you.
All
you
right.
got my number, right?
Yeah. No, I don't got your number. Send it to me in the email. I have bro Karis.
No. I'm gonna put it in the chat.
Okay, and I'm gonna copy it before after I give my final comment. I'm gonna hang around so I can copy that number and save it in my phone, and I'm gonna take a look.
All right, I just put it in the chat.
All righty, man. Oh, hold on.
Y'all be safe out there, bro.
All right, bro, Mike. I'll talk to you later.
All right, shalom.
Shalom.
Okay, I'm gonna give my final comment.
Okay.
Yeah, look here. Me, you, Brother Garth, Brother Michael, and Karis need to get together, like really, and on the panels, and probably take out a couple of minutes, to have someone answer a trivia question to see who could get, the pass to do the webinar. So I'll leave that to you and Karis because y'all are in better contact than, because y'all are part of Q2UA. But okay, with that being said, sisters, listen. I mean, for some reason, a lot of y'all didn't listen in 2020 when a lot of us brothers said, stay out of those yellow shops. You know what I mean when I say that. And a couple of people got caught up with hate crime charges. And in another case, a sister got her kid, put on a dark web and people trying to kidnap her. So with that being said, we're in another situation. Y'all need to get some weapons, whatever it is, candy bars, slice and dice, whatever, to protect yourselves because they're coming after the sisters hard. I mean, and brothers, watch how these other folks look at you, watch how they behave around you, watch how they move around you. Some of them will even try to initiate a confrontation, and then they'll have someone hanging on the back looking innocent, and then next thing you know, you're flanked. So I mean, be careful. Don't be ignorant. Don't be into this spirit of we're being too radical or we're being whatever. No, assume the worst, because whenever these other people get around us, they always assume the worst and they filter out the good ones or the ones that they deem to be good amongst us. And we need to take that same approach. So, I mean, with that being said, Brother Garth, I'm impressed with you. You were really patient. You handled the pressure really well. You ran this live very efficiently. I mean, after the initial technical difficulties, you really got on top of it. You took control of it. You kept us all in line, especially me.
Thanks.
So,
Thanks.
I mean, if Kara sees it in his heart to have you do future Q2UAs or even Covenant Awakening, I mean, I would love to be on the panel alongside you, fellowshipping with you and whatever. So, I mean, yeah, let's just do that. And I'm still debating if I'm pretty much sold that I'm going to get 2 more e-passes for the webinar because, like I said, I want to do my part to make sure that those who truly want to participate in it, but just don't have the means to, for whatever reason, that's none of my business. So
And
I
as
don't.
you say that, bro, Rojo, family, our QuestUniteAfrica.org Invest in Africa webinar seminar is in March 31st, 2024, 11 a.m. Eastern Time and 5 p.m. Sister Chantel's time down in the pond in London. So that's what Brother Rojo is alluding to. We are going to have business owners from Tanzania, business owners from Rwanda, legal advocates, international business consultants, and international tax consultants, and much more. So I implore everyone to check out check out the website at questuniteafrica.org. I will put the link in the chat, and I believe it will really be beneficial. That $50 will go a long way to getting the information and empowering our people to take action and to partnership with our brethren on the continent and how we could actually have a sustainable long life on the continent, and do things differently than what we have seen put into place by um, other people or us just going there as individuals. I just believe that our efforts here at Quest Unite Africa are going to be at the forefront, and I believe we will help that change and help that that move. So yeah, thank you, brother Rojo, for even supplying or even gifting people that opportunity. I really appreciate it.
And I want to say one more thing before you drop me down. Um, for all of those who are in here, there are 24 people in here. Let's all commit to give $10 towards, brother Michael Raya's move. I mean, he's being strong. He's being a man. Got to respect him for it. But he's going to have a whole lot of expenses, that he's just not going to be ready for. And I'm pretty sure he has a backup plan. But let's make sure he don't have to go to that backup plan. Let's go ahead and, if it's on y'all's heart, $10. $10. I mean, that's what you're going to spend on a pack of cigarettes, on a cheap bottle of gin, or on a magazine of your choice or whatever. It's only 10 measly bucks. 204 of us in here. That's easily, thousands of dollars, that, would help him and his family immensely. So
And we could always donate, family. You could always donate at questuniteafrica.org. That's our main website, and you should be able to donate and help this effort wherever your heart is led to helping us in this effort to help our people reunite and to be stronger and to work as a family, because now more than ever, just with these stories this morning and just all the maneuvering, um, we only got us. No one else is looking out for us, or no one else is trying to, build with us without trying to exploit us. But now we here in America and all over the diaspora and even on the continent, now we're all coming and into a like mind that we need to become a nation again. And Quest Unite Africa is trying to make that effort. And I guess Brother Rojo dropped off. Okay, well, hey family. I mean, this was my first live stream ever. I mean, I think I did okay. I mean, we had some technical difficulties in the beginning. And, if you didn't like the show, you could always just blame Brother Karras on Monday. But anyway, family, again, if your heart is being led to this effort, you could always um, donate at questuniteafrica.org. I will put the link in the chat again. And yes, we do believe here. We are believers, and you know, the Most High will see this effort through. I believe so. And on that, family, enjoy your Shabbat and Shalom.